Alright, there we go. What's up, people? Yep, back again. 2 days later, no stream. Yep. Like I said, when for 10% on the show, that's gonna be when the 10% new Tuesday Booster stream will return. And we'll say today, find out us next video, my newest video is best getting dining mall restaurant. It's interesting. So this is gonna be so video on the mall, because first it was the bad mall ones. So now it's this one. So something else anything else a Cinnabon, man. If you hear about that made me hungry for real. I guess I'll do something first off I did I know there was supposed to be a new space it's my brain's working. There was supposed to be a new Space Game Monday episode today, but I was feeling too sick yesterday to record it. Yesterday I was out like all day, at 2 into 2. So, but I got my confirmation of the next game I'm going to breakout games, the one play one. But I wasn't get out to next month on Christmas, but I did get it now. So yeah, but I bet that going out sometime early next year. So yeah, let's see. So I got that. Okay, a Telly sort. Besides the Telly I play Posty. Post on the time new album way for real. I thought post on was gonna tie out this year, but no, it's almost the time album this year either. It's weird. Let's see. I got a gloss necklace, this is really cool. So yep. And got some those hoodies and yeah. That's what I got. So yeah. So my son was home me yesterday. I guess his camp back. Yeah, I know slept last night and it was so like a whole messy situation. So yeah, I was feeling way too bad to record this Space Game Monday last night. So we can see Monday we'll put it for next week. So yeah. Also might go do some posting here a little bit. So yep. Yeah. I've been having a good Monday. And tomorrow I have Veterans Day. So again, tomorrow on Mississippi Texas Town you're beginning two new song covers. One's gonna be the song I've covered Quest for Master Track is basically of that song the Ukraine war stuff. Then it's like going to be on a song way cover like I think 2 or 3 years ago. I think it came out like 2023 or 2023, but it's gonna be a remake of my Lucky Way cover from Moon 5% in All City. The midfield that song is also Veterans Day seems. So yeah. Then it goes also get that one from Heaven cover on the Rockadoo channel. So yeah, I'm about to do like a countdown. So yeah. And I'm thinking possibly I want to with Detainment a little bit, maybe on Mr. Dust channel after the Shamus, maybe I don't know. Yeah. And then after that you're beginning after the Saturday, you'll see beginning my cover from it's here from 5 seconds summer, hopefully on Saturdays. So yeah, I guess we mean to cover down for a long time. So yeah, because I've done 5 seconds summer song cover in a hot minute. So yeah. See, life I think is some song up there with some Wildflowers. Yeah. Anyways, makes it well good for this time. It's yep. Alright. We are going to get into this 25-minute video. So I wish I haven't made right to say but video because it's been way too long. It's been like over 30 minutes. Like I don't have time for that. Like for real. So yeah, I think I have like a 30+ minute video. Now I'm just thinking about doing my free time because I don't have time to add so 30+ minute set video. So yeah. Anyways, people, here we go. And obviously lagging. If it starts lagging a lot, then I'm just gonna switch to my desk. So yeah. If it starts lagging really badly. Hopefully it doesn't. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's do this.
Pretzels, California Pizza Kitchen, Mrs. Fields Cookies, Sabaro. What do all these restaurants have in common? Well, they're all inside of malls. And unfortunately, since these restaurants attach themselves to malls, which are dying, now the restaurants themselves are starting to lose locations rapidly. And so I figured it'd be fun to try all these dying mall restaurants to see if it's truly deserved or they're just a casualty of malls themselves dying. It's going to be a fun one. I'm excited to try all these places. Hungry. So without further ado, grab your popcorn and let's do this.
This first mall staple we're going to be visiting that is disappearing is Annie Ann's. So Annie Ann's is an interesting one because there's actually 1,800 locations and they are stably growing, but at malls they are rapidly closing locations because Annie Ann's is basically synonymous with malls, and since malls are dying, so are the Annie Ann's within malls. So locations in malls now are few and far between. They've actually dropped, I think, over 100 locations in the past 5 years. Again, despite a stronger overall strategy. Let's go ahead and check this out. Let's see what the pricing looks like. Let's see what the taste looks like. Let's see if it's consistent. And I also want to maybe compare it to Wetzel's pretzels, which we're going to be looking at afterwards, to see if ultimately they deserve to be disappearing in malls. Let's do this. Now, I usually get the cinnamon nuggets, but I think to be fair, we have to get their most popular item, which is just their standard pretzel, if they have it. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to get standard nuggets. Do you just have the normal pretzels or just the bites?
No, that's all I have.
Okay, I'll just do the normal nuggets.
He's literally dying.
Guess how much this costs? There's probably about 15 pretzel nuggets in here. And granted, like, they definitely have the butter on it, the oil, they're fried, it's good dough, right? $9. I can see why they're dying. Let me go ahead and give it a try, though. I want to be fair to them. I did try to order a normal pretzel, but unfortunately, they didn't have that. I don't know if it's because it's kind of late. Right now, it's about 8. They close in 30 minutes. That could be why. But they did have a lot of these.
What is
so I just think they're not eating to the. Let's give it a bite. Annie Ann's.
All right, full time. I can't. If it gets like a lot, I'll switch my desk for now. Saying I'm good. Let's get close this out. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, there we go. And that's a bit better.
In a mall, let's see why they're dying. I thought it was going to be much better than it actually is. This thing is very stale. I don't know if it's because it's 8:30 and they close in 30 minutes or what, but you think at any given moment they would have really fresh, hot pretzels because that's their thing. But actually really disappointed in this. I mean, maybe I'll try another one just to be safe. There's a chance that I just got a dud. I mean, it looks decent. It looks like you would expect. Same story. This thing is actually pretty inedible, honestly. I did not. I usually like Annie Ann's when it's like fresh and hot. So right off the bat, I'm thinking like inconsistency depending on which location you're at. So there's not a lot of quality control. I mean, this exact location does not have the best ones, and it's incredibly expensive. I know that's going to be standardized across the board. $9 for these pretzels. I can see why they're disappearing. Maybe they're cheaper in other places like airports or rest stop, but the mall. Annie Ann's, so far, bad start. But let's compare this now to Wetzel's Pretzels, another pretzel store that is disappearing in malls. All right, so here's the Wetzel's Pretzels. Wetzel's is typically known to be a bit more premium than Annie Ann's because they have less locations, so they focus more on quality. Let's see ultimately how this fares in comparison. They also have some interesting items here, like pigs in a blanket, mozzarella sticks, and then apple cinnamon bites. So no shortage of like menu options at the Wetzel's Pretzels. It also just feels better. It feels more lively. I like the color schemes. Feels modern. Feels cleaner. Let's see if it tastes better. I think Wetzel's recently changed their logo as part of like trying to appeal to Gen Z because they really simplified it and they got rid of that little baker guy that used to be next to it. I liked him. Can I just have the normal pretzel bites? Thank you. All right, just got my Wetzel's. It comes in a totally different container. So now it's coming in a bag here. There's Mr. Wetzel himself dipping the pretzel in, I guess, cheese or mustard. These already look a lot fresher. Again, this is the same time both of these stores close at 9. This is like the true test. It's like, is your product good near closing? Here we go. No salt or anything on it. This is just a plain bad boy pretzel. Worse. Very worse. Really stale. The butter doesn't even hit my tongue. I'm sorry, Annie Ann's. I should have given you like an 8 if this is what we're working off of. This is like actually incredibly stale. Something about like the quality control, because I've been to some good Wetzel's pretzels at closing. I've been to some good Annie Ann's at the buzzer. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just a small or what, but this certainly aids the narrative that these stores should be dying in malls. Because not only are malls dying, these stores are going away, but it seems like the stores themselves are.
I think because you're going to the places late. I think if we went to them earlier, then it'd be fine. Like, that's what I'm saying. Why you go to the places late? Like, if we went to the place like 3 or like 4, we're probably good at both places. Anything at this place. But because you go to these places late, obviously the press is going to be stale. They've been out all day. That's just logic. Saying, jeez. Tampa's not using his brain, making me upset.
Shooting themselves in the foot because this is actually garbage. Let's move on from pretzels though. Maybe I just have pretzel fatigue, and let's move on to another spot that is dying in malls. This disappearing mall place we're at is Cinnabon, which I'm sure everybody's heard of. But did you know that at their peak they had 750 locations? However, in 2020 they ended up closing a lot of locations for different reasons, mainly though because malls themselves were disappearing. So as a result, there were a lot of casualties for Cinnabon as well. Now Cinnabons are known pretty much everywhere. Not only because of their stores, but because they also collab with a lot of fast food brands like Wendy's, Burger King to have their Cinnabons in other places. So this is one of the remaining stores here in New Jersey, so we're going to go inside and try a Cinnabon right now. Another reason why Cinnabons are disappearing is because they're super indulgent, and I think I read online that a single Cinnabon has over 800 calories, which is absolutely crazy. Let's go peek this menu. Let's go ahead and have one of these Cinnamon Delights. Let's see if they deserve to be disappearing. I think I have to get the classic 800 calorie Cinnabon. That is an absurd amount. That's like 3 times a donut. Oh yeah, look at this. They even have some that have like Reese's Pieces on top. I mean, it looks great, but I don't think that can be good for you. There's no way that's good for you. Can I just have one Cinnabon, please?
Yeah, anything?
No, that's all. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cinnabon secured. Okay, so this is what the Cinnabon looks like. I believe it's cream cheese frosting, some sort of icing on it, whatever it may be. This thing is thick. 880 calories, $6 for this Cinnabon. Actually, the price for the calories you get isn't bad. Let's dive into this thing. I mean, it certainly is indulgent. I love sweet things, but even this, I could probably have one bite and then I'm just gonna like give it away or something. Maybe even throw it out because this thing cannot be good for anybody. So I'd say this one bite right here, despite being so small, is probably 50 calories. Like this thing, you have to walk for 20 minutes just to burn it off. Okay, here we go. I'll get a little bit more of the frosting. Undeniably though, a top 10 dessert. It's just like your classic cinnamon roll, and then just to do it at Cinnabon is just the greatest experience. Definitely dangerous though. I can see why they're disappearing again. If you put all your eggs in the basket of malls and then malls start dying, then by default you're gonna be dying as well. Hate to see them go, love to see them stay. This thing's like a 9 out of 10 as far as desserts go, but proceed with caution. That being said, let's move to the next dying mall restaurant. The next disappearing mall restaurant we're at is California Pizza Kitchen. Now you may have heard of this before. It's a pretty popular chain across malls in America. They used to have 200 locations at their peak. Now they have just 120 after filing for bankruptcy back in 2020. They accrued $200 million in debt and since have been restructuring their entire strategy. So we're currently outside of one. I think I ate here once, like a very long time ago. So I don't know if the food is any good, but we're going to investigate it further, see what things are like on the inside, and see if they really deserve to be disappearing, or maybe they should be growing. So let's go in and let's see what this pizza tastes like. All right, so we're about to put our names down. Just like for proximity purposes, this place is like nestled next to a Starbucks, a Wetzel pretzel, and then across a revolving sushi bar. So most of the time you want to see like where you're positioned in terms of your real estate in these malls, and this is actually right at the entrance, and then it's next to a Starbucks and a Wetzel's pretzels, which are pretty strong, so should be good. Let's check it out. Okay guys, just touched down at our table. One thing I noticed is that it's an open booth, so you can get in and out on the same side, which I've never seen before. It also feels very mall-y because
few places, I guess I wouldn't call them because that'd be like a restaurant. So this is like the first place that's like an actual restaurant.
Like the mall is just directly to my left, so you're not really like in the restaurant. You're very much in a mall. But with that said, good vibes inside so far.
Oh,
yeah, interesting.
One time at malls, I think it's since my sis game of free one day. Free day was about the prison escape room I did. But that escape room was outside from mall, which is really cool. Escape room inside from mall. I didn't even know you could put an escape room inside from mall. So yeah.
Design. They have a bar out there, and then they have their mega pizza oven right there as well. So let's go ahead and get this pizza and see whether or not it's any good. So you can tell a lot from a restaurant based on its signature item. So here I'm going to be getting their original barbecue chicken pizza, which seems to be their number one item. They're highlighting it in everything.
Domino's probably could take a pizza really good, but I don't say Domino's probably could take a pizza. It's not any good anymore. So yeah.
In blue, and it says it's created in 1985, which is, I believe, when CPK was ultimately founded. And it says it has their legendary barbecue sauce, grilled chicken, smoked Gouda, and a lot more. So it looks pretty good. There's a picture of it on the menu. So if it looks anything like that, then I think I'm gonna have a fun time. Let's go ahead and put it in and then taste it. All right, we just got our bread. I didn't know that CPK gave people bread, but we got two small pieces of Italian bread here that seems a pretty high quality, close to kind of.
Now at Robin yesterday. Zaxby's last week.
Focaccia, a little bit thick, and then you get this really nice olive oil with oregano and some other seasoning, maybe some like grounded red pepper in there. Let's give it a try. Maybe the bread is the reason why these places are disappearing. Maybe it's so bad that people immediately are like, oh, I gotta get out of here. Nope, it's good. I've only had one bite of their food so far, but so far impressed. I still think it's so funny that you can just see the entirety of the mall. So you just see people leaving like the Urban Outfitters next to us. Malls are such funny places. All right, guys, so the barbecue chicken pizza has finally arrived, and this is what it looks like. Looks good, but does it taste good? Because that is the whole reason we're here. This is California Pizza Kitchen, and this is their California Pizza Special at the kitchen. So if this isn't good, then I'm sure nothing else here is good. So I have high hopes for this. I'm gonna take a nice hearty bite of a piece with a lot of chicken, which looks to be this one. So I think in order for this to be a good enough spot to exist, it needs to be at least better than Domino's. That's probably the litmus test. You want to be better than the fast food slash fast casual pizzas, because this is a step above. So that means quality and taste wise, it should also be a step above. There we go. I like it. I think this is maybe not as good as Domino's. It's a little bit unfair though, because I love Domino's. Definitely better than Pizza Hut, Papa John's, all those spots. And it's a very quality, personalized pie that you could have. It's kind of like artisanally crafted. Like it feels like they took their time with this versus just like putting it in and out of the oven. There's definitely good treatment to this, good cheese everywhere. It feels like they filled each individual slice with the right amount of onion, chicken, and barbecue sauce. So I like that they took care of it. It feels like a nice, good pizza. I think pricing wise, it was something like $18, I believe, which for 6 slices does seem like a lot, but you are getting the entire sit down experience. So in terms of taste, definitely happy with this. So California Pizza Kitchen, I definitely think deserves to exist. I think there should probably be a couple of more of them as well. I mean, I don't know, maybe they're more like regional on like the East Coast and West Coast, but nonetheless, there should not be a bankruptcy happening to this brand. I'm a fan of them. Shout out to California Pizza Kitchen. Let's move on to the next dying mall restaurant. The next disappearing restaurant we're at is called On the Border. It's a huge Mexican chain. At its peak, it had over 175 restaurants. Now it's down to just 60. They actually declared bankruptcy back in March of 2025, because they're getting a lot of competition from fast casual spots like Chipotle, and just the general restaurant scene around mall seems to be dying. So we're outside of mall right now, Garden State Plaza in Paramus, and we were so lucky to have it On the Border near us. So let's go inside and see if their food is any good and if they deserve to be disappearing. I used to love this spot. Hopefully it's still good. This was like 10 years ago. All right, guys, we just sat down at On the Border. Pretty cool vibes in here. You definitely got like a little Mexican cantina, single salt on the table. Something that's weird just to start is that, I mean, I'm not like the biggest person. You guys know my height officially, but like I'm almost hitting the light fixture right here. Like if I were to move forward, I'm bumping directly into it. So very interesting like dimensions to the table and where the fixtures are. But nonetheless, I mean, at a Mexican restaurant, we're gonna be looking for the chips, the quality of the free chips, and if they even are free. And I think we just get like a taco / quesadilla, maybe their signature item, feel them out a bit, because at a Mexican restaurant, it's all like the same ingredients, just repackaged in different foods. So I think you could tell a lot from its taco. Something that's worrying me is that I see guacamole live on the menu, which might mean that they give you chips only if you order them. And I've never been to a Mexican restaurant that doesn't give you chips and at least salsa for free. So hopefully I'm just reading this wrong and they actually do give us the chips. That remains to be seen. In any case though, guacamole live does seem pretty fun, making it tableside. So I think maybe we do get that. And then one other thing, chips, guac, tacos, that's the Mexican experience. Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Thank you. All right, guys, what do you know? We actually did get our chips. I don't know if there's salsa with it, if she's bringing it or not, but we do have some chips on the table and they are huge. This might be the biggest chip I've ever seen it On the Border. I'll wait for the taste test just to get some salsa, but so far, good portion sizes for the free chips. Thank you. Okay, guys, it looks like you do end up getting salsa, and it looks pretty fresh. I mean, this thing, that is some strong pico de gallo / salsa. It's nice and chilled, which I like in my salsa. Now let's take one of these mega chips and give it a taste. This is like the free bread equivalent at a Mexican restaurant. It's not bad. That's got some good heat to it as well, which I always appreciate in salsa. So definitely liking the chips and salsa to start. Good job. All right, so as mentioned, we're gonna get the guacamole live for an appetizer, and then I think I found the best entree on this menu. It's called the Grand Papi, which is like a Tex-Mex combo of a quesadilla, enchilada, and I think tacos as well, and more, and empanadas, and a flauta, which I don't know what that is. All right, the guac live.
Oh, they actually make it in front of you. Love one made by Guac Live, but it's actually cool.
Looking good. It's actually a lot of guac that comes with it too. Probably 2.5 avocados worth. Thank you. Okay, so we just got our guacamole live. So for $13, you get 2.5 avocados worth, and then you just have your chips already that they give you for free. Dip it in, and this is like a mega cauldron of guac. Like this thing could probably feed like 5-6 people. Cool. So I'm gonna give it a taste though, because of course you can give a bunch of quantity, but can you deliver on the taste? And that is potentially why they're disappearing. Maybe the guac can be like a saving grace of this place. I think all Mexican food's pretty solid. That is really good. That's a really solid guac. And it feels super fresh. Maybe because it was. Like you know that it's not just like being poured out of like the refrigerator in some prepackaged container, because they're making it live right there. And the guacs are pretty ripe as well, like the right amount to make guac. Or I guess they're not ripe when you make guac, but you get the idea. Very good guac. So far, so good. Liking the chips, liking the guac. Service has been great. Now let's wait for our big finale, which is gonna be our 5 entree, like tacos, enchiladas, and all the works. Okay guys, the Grand Papi just arrived. As mentioned earlier, quesadilla, enchilada, flauta, taco, and empanadas. So this is just like the big 5 of Mexican food. And then we have our live guac still here. So I'm gonna give a bite to each and every one of them to ultimately see whether the food is good or not. Because if I like this, then I'm sure I'd like everything on the menu. Because again, Mexican food is just very much like the repackaging of similar items. Then you're just like frying it, putting it in a quesadilla, whatever it may be. So let's start with the quesadilla, which is pretty thin looking. Not even a lot of cheese in here, actually. A little dip of guac. Really hard to mess with a quesadilla, to be fair, but good. So I'd say as far as quesadillas go, this is like a 7 out of 10. Let's do this enchilada next. I think it's chicken. All right, most of it fell apart. That's fine. Also 7 out of 10. Good enough, right? Like what you'd expect, basically. Going to this taco now, so I can grab this and try it. Ground beef taco, supreme. 7 out of 10. Very consistently average so far. Before I go to the flauta, I'm gonna try the empanada. I think it's a beef enchilada here, and dip it in this cheese sauce. 7.5 out of 10. The cheese sauce was good. Not great, but good. And then finally, it looks like a taquito kind of. Okay, here we go. A little bit of guac for this one. 7. So I think in total, the average ends up being, if my math is correct, 7.1 out of 10, which feels right. I mean, honestly, like definitionally mid, but not bad. It's like if I was here, it's like exactly what I'd expect. All right, guys, we just finished up at On the Border. I think overall, I'd give this thing like a 7 out of 10. It started off really hot with the mega chips, the really nice live guac. And then when we got to the entrees, it was very disappointing. Really nice servers though, and I do like the ambiance in there. So I actually would go back, but I could definitely see why they're disappearing. There's so many better options out there for Mexican. Just go to like your local Mexican joint. I'm sure it's much better. With that said, I think it does have its place, but again, probably shouldn't be hundreds of these out there. I think like 80 is a good number, and they're at 65, so they're right around there anyways. Let's move on to the next dying mall restaurant though. The next disappearing mall restaurant we're at is Cheesecake Factory's sister company called the Grand Lux Cafe. So a lot of people don't realize this, but Cheesecake has a couple of brands underneath it. You can tell by the branding and the coloring that this is a Cheesecake Factory brand, but they only have 9 locations and they've already closed 2 of them. It's supposed to be the luxury version of Cheesecake Factory, which is already pretty upscale. You'll only find these attached to malls. Luckily, we do have one near us right here. I'm excited to go inside. I want to see why this thing is failing because Cheesecake is kind of booming right now. So it's interesting that their sister company isn't doing too well. So let's go inside. Let's see what the menu looks like. Let's just get like a good gander of this spot because I mean, from the outside, it looks really cool. So I don't know why it's dying, but let's see if it deserves it. I really like the vibes in here. Definitely feels luxury. Like even these booths are just like a really nice fabric that I'm sitting on. And then look down this aisle. This is like a 5-star hotel. A lot of similar themes, but also very different. This is what the menu looks like as opposed to the normal Cheesecake one, which is more of like a binder. This one's more of a folder, I guess. It is definitely a grand menu. They have a lot of stuff on here similar to Cheesecake Factory, from small plates and starters all the way to burgers, sandwiches, grilled stuff. They even have foods of the world that has different like Thai food, Korean food. They have pasta, and then they have some casual American dishes as well. Notably, they only have 4 cheesecakes, but they do have a lot of other desserts. So I think they lean into other cakes versus cheesecakes. So it says they have the best carrot cake, deep dark fudge cake, red velvet cake. All right, so we just placed the order. I went ahead and got the mini nachos because I want to compare it to the factory nachos at Cheesecake Factory because that's a good way to sort of gauge if they're on like the same quality standard as the ones that I like. And then I've also got the barbecue burger because that was recommended by the waiter. He said it was one of their best dishes, so trusted him. Before that though, we have our bread. Now Cheesecake famously has their brown bread, which everybody loves. Here it's a little bit different and it does look more like artisan, like handcrafted, and they just give you a good old block of butter right there. We'll check out the bread quality, but so far so good. Really good vibes in here. Here's their bread. Let's give it a try. Pretty warm too, which is always important to get your bread warm. Definitely fresh. Doesn't feel like it was just like heated up in a microwave, so I like that. I think one of the reasons why I don't think it's performing too well and why they had to close 2 stores is because from the outside, people might think that this is like a totally different restaurant not owned by Cheesecake Factory, and they're just like leveraging the Cheesecake IP. So like the color grades, the inside, the decorations. So maybe it ends up like backfiring that they're not explicitly saying that Cheesecake Factory owns this. Could just be a theory. Maybe it's also an expense thing because it is on average, it looks a little more expensive than Cheesecake Factory, but all in though, good experience so far. All right guys, so we just got the nachos. These look really good. So they're on like a skillet. This compared to the Cheesecake Factory nachos is night and day because the Cheesecake Factory ones are on like a giant plate. These are definitely more like luxury, a little more boutique, a little smaller. Let's give it a bite and let's see if it's any good because this is one of my all-time favorite dishes, the factory nachos at Cheesecake Factory. So hopefully it carries over. Otherwise, we know why they're failing. Okay. Here's a good bite with just about everything on it. They're definitely good. I wouldn't say they're better than Cheesecake Factory though. Falling a little bit short. The chips are very cooked to the point where they're like overly crispy, I'd say, which if you like that, you like that. But they are closer to like a pita chip than they are a tortilla chip. So it's definitely interesting. Let me give one more bite of this. They're definitely good, but like I said, maybe one of the reasons they're falling behind, this could be a theme. Maybe it's just a little bit better at Cheesecake Factory. Still like though, I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10. But now let's wait for the burger. All right guys, the entree has now arrived. We have our barbecue Lux burger right here. Actually looks quite good. So I have to take a bite of this. I typically like this tomato, but since it was left off, I'm just gonna have it like this. Good burger. You can tell a lot about a place from its burger. This is a strong one. Good barbecue sauce. I like the bacon on it. Look at that. Just like very nice and crispy piece of bacon. Beef was cooked perfectly. So the burger is definitely stronger than the nachos. This is like an 8.5 burger. So good job here. Definitely feels like a step up in terms of the premiumness and the quality as opposed to a Cheesecake Factory. But overall, very good. I'm going to go ahead and eat some of this. So we had the nachos, we had the burger, and now I feel like we have to get this because it is a comp to a Cheesecake Factory. We have to get their cheesecake. And in this case, we're going to be getting their best carrot cake as they describe it on their menu. They call it the best carrot cake, so I'm going to order that and see if it's actually the best carrot cake I've ever had. I'm pretty sure that's their most popular. Let's see if it's any good. So far, it has been getting better incrementally, so I'm excited for this one. Okay, guys, the best carrot cake has finally arrived, and this thing looks pretty. It looks very elegant, high quality, cream cheese frosting on top, nuts on the side. I am really excited because carrot cake is one of my favorite cakes. Even though I do typically like really sweet stuff, this is like a nice kind of medium where I think there's literally shredded carrots in between, which doesn't sound good. So if you've had a carrot cake before, you know what I'm talking about, how it is actually good. So let's give it a nice little bite right here, get some extra frosting, and let's see. Is it the best? Everything is riding on this. It's up there. As far as like restaurants go, yes. If we're also considering like bakeries, my mom's, no, but really good. Definitely, I think it takes the cake for the best carrot cake that I've had at a restaurant. All right, guys, so just finished up at the Grand Lux Cafe. I think overall it was a really solid spot. I mean, I don't know why this place is disappearing. 2 of the 9 locations already gone. I think it's pretty much just a little bit worse than Cheesecake Factory, and Cheesecake Factory is pretty much booming, so you would think that this would stick around a little bit longer. I mean, maybe it will, maybe they're still growing. But shout out to Grand Lux Cafe. The food was getting increasingly better as we went on, and that carrot cake at the end was certainly very good. So let's move on to the next disappearing mall restaurant. The next disappearing mall place we're going to be having is Mrs. Fields Cookies. Now this place was all over malls in the early 2000s and into 2010s as well. However, in 2008 they actually declared bankruptcy and ended up cutting 500 locations down to now just 250. And now you can't even find one in your local malls. 1, because malls are dying. 2, because they're now diversifying into other places. I think you'll find them in airports, just random spots all around the world. But this is one in American Dream Mall, so we're going to give it a try and see if the cookies are any good and if they deserve to be disappearing. Let's go. So this is their selection here. This is my favorite dessert of all time, so I'm going to get a chocolate chip cookie, and hopefully it's good here. I don't know the quality, how it's going to stand up against like a crumble, but let's give it a try. Can I just have a chocolate chip cookie? Let's see how much it is too. Thank you. Do my eyes deceive me, or was this a $4.29 cookie? This thing better cure any sort of disease or ailments I have, because for a standard cookie, you can get this for like 49 cents at Wendy's, and it doesn't look any higher quality, nor is it warm. But then again, it's about the taste, not about the presentation or the cost. Well, it is actually to a large degree about the cost, because there's no value with this. But let's go give it a try right now and see if this is any good. I feel like I'm a chocolate chip connoisseur. I've had all the cookies in the world, so I'm gonna give you an honest 1 to 10 review with decimals included, because so far, massive scam. Very buttery, not a ton of sugar. The chocolate chips are solid, not even close to worth $4.29. This is a $1.42 cookie. I can see why they're disappearing at this rate, because this cookie is a 7 out of 10, a 7.1 out of 10 perhaps, and they're charging absurd amounts for it. I don't hate them though, but I totally understand why they're disappearing. That plus the fact that they're just in malls or used to be in malls, there's no surviving for Mrs. Fields. Okay guys, this next staple of malls that is officially dying because they're down over 80% of their stores is Sambucha'S, the pizza chain. I've actually been here in the past and I've tried it out for another video, so we'll roll the clip at the end of this and I'll show you what my thoughts are on this place. But Sambucha'S is known of course for their pizza. They're a huge staple of mall food courts, and with malls dying, and more specifically mall food court, Sambucha'S has been going down as well. I think they actually even recently closed their Times Square location, which was iconic in New York City. So Sambucha'S is unfortunately getting phased out of the pizza game, but this is my thoughts on the pizza and if it's even deserved. All right, pizza has been ordered. I could be reading this wrong. I think 1 slice is $8. If I see that, that is the most expensive single piece of pizza I've ever ordered in my life. So I just got it. It was $8.43 for just 1 slice of pepperoni. If you were to stretch that out to 8 slices for a pie, $65. I've never paid so much for a pizza in my life. Thank you so much. Pizza secured. We're gonna go ahead and try it. It's a cute little box. New York City, established 1956, but maybe.
I want to go see what video this kind of fun, because maybe I did watch this video already. Give me a minute. Yeah, me a hot minute, y'all. Because I want to see if I've actually film on these streams before, or if that's why I film my free time. Just give me a minute. If I'm not seeing it. Oh, there was this investigative restaurant that was disappearing, so that would. Wait, there was that video? No, but that would have been before I started. Oh no. Okay, I'm confused. No, because I did start to Sambucha'S videos until. Well, I did that one Sambucha'S reaction stream where we had to going to places after midnight, I think. Not this far, no. Yeah, I investigated 24-hour stores after midnight. So I did that rest of that film stream. Then most I put it on film streams until the Taste Public Transportation at midnight. And that video would have been 3 fields for that one, or 4 fields for that one. So yeah, I have it to the film stream. Also this clip before on stream. So basically went to this before on stream. So I put this on right now. So yeah, I could. Just want to mention y'all that I wasn't showing something when I saw before. So yeah, I would good. We're going to continue.
Extending 2026 slice. All right. I want to give it a fair shot. Right now, it's like a 1 out of 10 because I've never paid this much for pizza before. But the taste test, it's got good like oregano on it, cheese, grease, all that good stuff. Pretty solid flop. This thing should be $3. I don't hate it. I wanted to hate it so badly. I don't hate it. I think it's pretty good. It's got good spice to it. It's a nice hearty slice. I can see just filling somebody up because it's got a lot of grease on it, and oil, of course, is super heavy. Just in case it wasn't clear, it was pretty good, but definitely overpriced, and I could certainly see why Sbarro is disappearing. Very similar to Mrs. Fields, for instance. Good enough product. We're like a 7 out of 10, but unfortunately, there's no value to be had. Let's go to the next disappearing mall spot. This next mall location that's dying is Ruby Tuesdays. Ruby Tuesdays is an American restaurant that has a salad bar that is very famous for. At their peak, they had 700 locations. Now they just have 268 left because they declared bankruptcy in 2020, and then they had to basically have in their stores, and they continue to decline because this place is directly tied to malls. I don't even think there's a single one that exists outside of malls. So we are, of course, outside of a mall right now. There's a Ruby Tuesdays right outside of it. These used to be anchor restaurants, attached themselves to Macy's, Sears, places like that. And with their decline also comes Ruby Tuesdays. I remember them as having pretty solid food. So let's see if it's deserved. Maybe they just have to like repivot, do something else. We're going to find out. Let's go inside. All right, guys, we just sat down here at Ruby Tuesdays. They're known for their salad bar, specifically their endless salad bar. So you can go up and get salad as many times as you want, which may sound lame, but I've never seen this concept before, but it's actually quite good. And I think if you get an entree, you could add it on for like $3. So that's the appeal of this place. Honestly, right now, the ambiance feels a lot different than when I was here like 10 years ago. So I think they totally like revamped things. Otherwise, it seems pretty solid. Not many people here, despite the fact that it's like 8:30 on a Wednesday. So it's kind of prime time, but we're going to try their food, specifically their salad, and we're going to see if it's any good. All right, so we're here at the salad bar. So we have 4 different options here: romaine, spinach, cabbage, I believe, and spring mix. Now I'm going to be a spinach guy because I think it has the most protein per gram, and I want to be healthy here because it's a salad bar after all. I'm going to get a spinach base. Oh, and then look at this. Bunch of different salads here. So there's like, I forget what this is called. I don't like it, but it's like cheddar and broccoli, some chickpea salad, a cucumber salad, and then a couple others as well. Here's all the toppings now. So again, I want to be pretty healthy, so I'm gonna get some broccoli. It's like a rabbit salad right now. Ooh, can't forget the edamame beans. Good amount of options here so far. And I'm gonna throw some jalapenos on, spice it up. Green supremacist here, all green. And then I guess you could also macaroni salad, even some fruits. So we have grapes and pineapple. And then here we have the dressings. Now, I don't know which dressing is which. I believe is a balsamic. Go ahead and use this. But I think they also have like a French Thousand Island dressing, ranch, blue cheese, and maybe some other ones. And then we could finally top it off with, it looks like croutons, some pumpkin seeds, some nuts, and then they have some oil and vinegar back there as well. So this is what the salad ultimately looks like. And you have to be over the age of 7, or you have to be accompanied by an adult. Let's go eat this and see if it's any good. So I know this doesn't look like the most appetizing salad. However, when we're out and we're filming this and we're just eating a bunch of terrible food, the least I could do is be like super clean with the salad at some spots. I still think the balsamic dressing probably carries an amount of calories. Let's go ahead and get a bite of everything here. It looked pretty fresh and cool. I didn't see like anything noticeably bad inside of the salad bar. Like there weren't like bugs. I didn't see like a ton of, you know, spoiled food or anything like that. So far, I like it. Let's give it a bite. Very fresh. That's all you could ask for. I know taste-wise, this isn't going to compete with the Caesar salad, but freshness-wise, I like it. Very solid. $13 for endless salad. I mean, if you go to like a Sweet Green or something, you're getting a salad for $17. But if you want to have 2 salads, I think the value's there. If you want to get 1 salad, maybe it's there. It depends how much you put on your 1 salad. Shout out to our waitress. She's really friendly, and the vibes here are pretty solid. Good music playing. Again, not too many people. There's a couple people sitting behind us, but in general, this place is kind of a ghost town. I think just because it's attached to a mall. So, I mean, it has nothing really to do with Ruby Tuesday itself. Kind of more so like who they hang out with. You know, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with, and they hang out with malls, and malls. So therefore, as malls go down, Ruby Tuesdays go down as well. All right, just wrapping up at Ruby Tuesdays now. Had a great time. Just wanted to say what's What's up? Who do we got here?
Dania, Carla.
Make sure that the Ruby Tuesday at the Jersey Garden Ball and come to this Ruby. With that being said, so much for watching. If you want to see more content, make sure to click here. Otherwise, subscribe.
I think my mic just went out.
Peace.
I do go. I see 5 minutes where I stream tease I can hear it. So something that posting with power by now. But nope. I have a good video and yeah, I didn't know what the Ruby Tuesday was aside from all. So yeah, but Cinnabon man, so yeah. Anyway, so that's it. I love my dance video. Yeah, good video and yeah, I know like what kind of context I put, so like I don't know, but in this video will be available I think on Thursday or Friday, which I think I tried not on Thursday, but if you're upload that video on Thursday, then kind of wait to Friday to add to it, but plus on Friday then it's able to add to it on that night. I'm gonna be really busy on Thursdays, yeah. So they can be my busiest day this week, so yeah. On tomorrow because I'm busy at all. Well, because yeah, Veterans Day. But I could have some new song covers coming on the Mr. Productions channel. Both the Ask Me Mr. Productions channel, the Rock Dudes backup account. So it's the Rock Dudes Mystic Productions. So yep. I'm gonna be hopefully about some web detail mixes here soon. If I don't, then probably upload some web detail mixes tomorrow too. Some Family Day special web detail mix. Yeah. So yeah. And I'm just gonna say, if you the stream is really long, so 6 minutes. I wasn't planning being that long, but yeah. Hope you're happy that the Sambucha'S battery is fly back. Again, next Monday we'll be returning on Space Game Monday, so yeah, because it's been there since this Space Game Monday is the Halloween special, so yeah. Also, Chris, why did you decide on so you can get Sunday to spare again for that 2 months, like for real? Anyways, people must possibly subscribe and I'll be talking to you again very soon. I'll probably do Family Day stream tomorrow town, possibly on OC. I'll just tomorrow doing a live stream tomorrow. The Mystic Death Tag is on Yokin. The freaking Quest cuff song up for Master Dragons and Graduate on cuff for Master Dragons. But yeah, I was gonna be getting I said yeah, 2 Master Track 2 Panic Discos on covers that Basel and Victorious. Yeah, I've been doing a live stream making those small on the Asmith Mr. Productions house. Yeah, y'all can get 4 things from the Mr. Productions house. So hey. Well, clearly it's a 5. Literally 5 things from the Mr. Productions house. Yeah. Anyways, my sponsor video, subscribe and I'll be touching y'all for this time soon. This is